Welcome to our ROT podcast, Azad the Prince. We missing the light skin one today because he's at home pooping. But we have some special guests today. We got my sister, Tanisha Jefferson, and we also have
the awesome Ariel.
This guy.
This guy.
So we're gonna talk about a few other topics today, some informational stuff, but we're just gonna start with the first topic right now. So the first topic of the day is. This is gonna be funny. Can a woman be too independent? Do you think women can be like independent to the point where it's like not so much that I don't need you to handle this, babe, I can handle it myself, or when they being like no, don't do nothing for me, like I don't need you, period, type stuff, like, and they like get offended when you try to do something. Like, you think that's too independent, or you think it's a problem? Do you think it's not? How does y'all feel on that?
Well, I think the problem starts in when you're raising a little girl, you're raising her to be self-sufficient. So when she's used to doing things for herself, making sure she has her own money, making sure, she can drive and cook and clean, and she's paying her own bills, she has her own place, it gets to a point where a woman doesn't know how to share that.
Accept help.
Exactly. They don't know how to accept help, which then leads to not knowing how to let their man lead. So a lot of times when you're too independent, letting a man lead may sound negative to an independent woman's ears because, they've been leading their own life. So at this point, it's like, well, I don't need you to do ABC for me. I can do that on my own. But, as a man who, somebody who's responsible
and want to lead,
and
protect,
and that can hurt a relationship because you're not letting him be a man.
How do you feel about, in the scenario, like, say, because you say, like, if they had to do this stuff on their own to get to this point, and that's what they're used to. So how do you feel about, like, if a mom is just passing it down to their daughter, like, no, like, if a man doing this for you or try to do this for you, you should respond in this negative way because you can do it yourself type feel, and had to have that mentality like you don't need a man for nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about that?
Well, I wouldn't raise my kids to not, or my daughter or whatever, to grow up and feel like she never needs a man, because it's more to life than money and your job and everything else. It's like I said before, like it was like, it's very important you think about, like, you can be at the top. You're paying all your bills, everything is steady, you don't need nobody to, help you around the house or nothing. But at the end of the day, you be like, who gonna hold me at night? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna listen to me talk about my issues at work and stuff like that? So you don't necessarily need that person's money, but
emotionally, you need the emotional support.
And mentally and spiritually, it's just so many other ways that you would need a significant other, period. Rather, y'all girl on girl, guy on guy, all that, whatever. But, you always need somebody, because it's very lonely when you hit the top. So
it's like, I need you to just be my Jay-Z.
Yo, Jay-Z.
to my Beyonce.
Yeah.
Beyonce shines on her own, but, Jay-Z shines on his own, but they work well together because they complement each other.
Yeah,
Not just in the spotlight.
I think that's like the exact thing, like working well together. Because, you know what I'm saying, if it's not not gonna be a team thing, because a woman, I feel, she can have all of her own things. Make your own money, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me as a man, I want to be able to pay all my bills, all the bills if I can, and my woman can use her money as her own money. If I can do that,
to pay for her hair and nails or whatever, treat herself.
She needs to understand that she needs to be able to accept. That's all it is. Yeah. If I'm making 6 figures and she making 6 figures, we ain't gotta worry about nothing because we got it. You know what I'm saying? So if I ball out on her, accept it. If I want to do that, accept it. Don't.
Well, I just feel like in order to really make it in this world now, you can't be independent. You gotta be interdependent. Independent is the first step, then interdependent is the next step. to grow, you gotta network. You don't know everything on your own.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Everybody got different
you can't
experiences
survive.
in life that help y'all, you know,
Right.
I mean, go
A
street smarts
relationship
or,
is like a business.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
in order to grow your business, you need the support of your peers.
Yep.
So when you're in a relationship, you need to support each other. And, you know, it goes back to a woman being too independent. She can't really be submissive to her husband or whatever. And people don't know what being a submissive wife means. Doesn't mean if I'm married to you, I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. Doesn't mean that. It means being your support. It means being a man's backbone.
It does work the other way too, though.
It does.
Mhm.
You're supposed to be submissive to each other. It doesn't mean that if
People
I'm
forget
married,
that.
yeah, it doesn't mean if I'm married to you, then now I'm your slave and I do whatever you tell me. That's not what it means. It's emotionally and physically supporting each other, not tearing each other down. And if you're too independent, you may tend to strike out because, well, I can do this on my own. I don't need you. And it's not okay to say that to a partner.
Yeah.
Because then it makes them feel bad and it makes them feel worthless.
Why are we together?
Exactly.
Yeah,
At
well,
this
I
point,
can't
you
do
don't
nothing
need
for
me.
you, so.
Right.
You just like looking at me.
Yeah. But I feel like it got to that point of independence because of how it was back in the day. The man, he go out, he make the work, he protect, he provide, and then the women, they at home, they raise the kids, they cook, they clean, and then it got to the point where women be like, I can do more, you know what I'm saying? I can try to do contracting or whatever. I can do the same thing men can do. So then they got to the point where they be like, well, if I could do the stuff that men can do, then I don't really need the man. So, but then they,
And
I
not
think
only
that-
that, it's to piggyback off that, being in a single mother household, it went from having a mother and a father to just the mother being there.
and they seeing the mom doing it
The
all.
mom doing everything.
I can do it all too.
Exactly. So, you know, that changes the perspective of a young woman. Because if she saw her mother doing it all, now she feels like, well, I can do it too. You know, my mom did it, I'm fine.
Yeah. I think that kind of transitions well into the next topic because I think I've been there before with a relationship and I had somebody like that was too independent for anything else besides themselves, and I think that's a deal breaker for me in a relationship. So, what would y'all consider a deal breaker for y'all with a person? Like what? Yeah.
I was like, I see what he's doing.
What would y'all consider a deal breaker for a person? Like, what did just make y'all feel like, nah, I can't do
All right,
that?
so I think that a deal breaker for me would be the person's attitude. So they can look really good, be like a 10 out of 10, but if they had a nasty attitude, always cursing and like, I mean, we play curse or whatever, but I mean like just nasty to people, always think they better than somebody, that's a deal
I hate
breaker
that.
for me.
I hate that.
Like, your shit don't stink, you know? I can't do that.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I gotta
I don't
have
have too many.
cleanliness. I gotta have cleanliness. I'm not exactly a neat freak, but I ain't going. If I walk in and your shit worse than mine, like nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't smell like tilapia walking in.
Yeah, no, I told y'all, like, my deal breaker is definitely, like, your name ugly. I can't do it. Like, especially if your last name worse than your first name, like,
What if they got two
we
first
can
names?
never get married because I gotta have that name. Like, I don't want that name. Like, and then your first name? Nah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't because I gotta say your name eventually. Like, you know, honey not gonna be forever.
She gonna be having sex. Ooh, Billy Bob. Billy Bob. That's the spot.
Like, I already, like, with just friends and stuff, if I don't like your name, you get a whole nickname and you don't even know. Your name is not the same in my
That's why she
phone.
called me Meech, fam.
Your name too long for all that.
Come on, bro.
Well, I think for me it's the maturity level. I just cannot, like, I tend to be a serious person. So here I'm in my element because I love to have deep conversation, I guess. I can talk all day. I love to conversate. So if you can't do that with me,
Intellectually.
yeah, my interest in you just goes way down. I need the intellect and I need the maturity level to be there so that we can have deep always got to be deep. You can be goofy, but still sometimes,
No, it's time and place.
Exactly.
I can't stand those people who be like, they can't talk about what they feel. Like, you had these emotions, and then you talk about it.
You too
and then
emotional.
and then it turns into a third grade classroom when you all shy and I just don't know what to say. Talk to me, like, what's up? Like, tell me what's up. And if you can't tell me what's up, then we can't progress then. We can't do that.
You have to be responsible on my end, because I done been through situations where I was told that I was being more of a mom than the girlfriend, because I've been on my own for so long, and I have to teach you how to make sure you're paying your bills on time, or if you can pay them early, or how to separate your time from this, or whatever the case may be. It's like I don't want to have to be on. I want you to be able to, knowing how to be an adult. Like, I don't want to, it should be adult and adult. Like, I don't want to feel like I already got 2 kids and you a kid too. Like,
so what if, tell me your view on that. You say it's supposed to be adult and adult. But what if it's adult, and they kids? Can you date somebody who got kids?
I prefer it because I don't want no
You got kids.
Yeah, I got 2. So, yeah. Well, I don't want nobody without one.
There are women out there who have kids and say they will not date a man with kids, which is understandable because with kids comes the mother. And if the guy you're dating is not on a good accord with the mother, there's drama, and she may not like you because now you with her baby daddy, so there's drama there. Don't nobody have time for that.
Yeah.
So,
and then don't let the one you with look better than if you upgrade, that downgrade finna be mad.
So what about y'all? I don't got kids.
I don't got kids, but I mean, it'll have to be on a case by case.
I don't got kids either.
it'll have to be. I can't just say no or yes. I have to be in that situation.
I mean, it depends on the person.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say. I guess to a point, there's a deal breaker. Like, I'm not.
If you got like 12 kids,
it's cheaper by the dozen.
No Brady Bunch.
Right.
No, I don't need no Brady Bunch. No cheaper by the dozen. I don't need no spring litters.
I feel like in the beginning, like, I wouldn't like approach it where it's like me dating a woman and her kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? Progress. And if we get to that point, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, I would definitely be down with meeting your kid and doing this with your kid, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. What about an older woman, and the kid isn't that much younger? So like, say you're 25, she's 38, she got a kid that's like 16, 17 or something like that, saying, would you still be able to do that? Saying, because you got to think, he playing Call of Duty, you're playing Call of Duty.
I think then you just getting a package deal. You getting a girlfriend and a homie. I think I'll smash your mama and then come drink and play 2K with you.
But what if it's a girl and a girl? And the girls start to like you because y'all around the same age.
That sounds real messy.
She can cross the street.
How old is
No, she's
she?
like 18, 19. And you 24.
I don't know. We're going to have to have a family discussion. We're going to have to have a family discussion.
I don't know if y'all going to trade off.
We're going to have to have a meeting.
Somebody weekdays.
Yeah, we're going to have to have a meeting.
Another thing when it comes down to that, I think that like when I had just me and my daughter, I'm a single mom, whatever, I feel like you gotta have a bond with my child before I can go further. But also, like now, I'm a single mom or whatever, but whoever I'm dating or talking to, I don't bring them around my kids until I know it's gonna be serious, so it's gonna be something more.
But you're not supposed to, because when you're dating a person with a child, it's all about the responsibility. Because if the relationship doesn't go anywhere, then now
you got the kid attached to that person, and then they leave, and then
it's just too much for the child. Period. Like, I was a single mom with my oldest daughter, and I met my husband, and she didn't get introduced to him until after he asked me to marry him. Honestly, because I didn't want. I did not introduce him to Daniel until after he asked me to marry him, because then I knew we're we're going to be together, so now I'm okay with introducing my daughter to him. Because I did not want to bring another man into her life. Then she get attached, and then nothing comes from it.
Not only you heartbroken, but she heartbroken
especially
too.
at that young age,
Exactly.
you know,
Right.
be real impressionable. It's like, okay, now I have this father figure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, by a father figure.
Right.
Real
Yeah,
quick.
like you already didn't have your actual biological dad, and now you got a new dad. Oh, he going to dad.
Especially if it's something that like straight stops the relationship.
Right.
The kid
So,
may
like,
take it personal.
Like,
too.
I mean, like, say it's happy the whole way through, and it's like, damn, daddy been cheating.
Right.
Oh, it's over with.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Right.
Hey.
2 years gone. It's like,
So this is not one of our topics, but I just thought about it because our last episode we talked about this, and now we have women here, so I don't know. I wish CJ was here for this conversation, but we was talking about, do you think it's cheating if your woman is with another woman?
oh yeah.
Oh, boy. Well,
Yes.
I mean,
You know y'all watch the last episode if you want to know R&B.
the politically correct answer is yes, it is cheating because you're sleeping with someone who is not your spouse. But if you have this understanding with your spouse that she may be bisexual or whatever, and she's with you, but she may want to be with a woman too, and y'all talk about this and have an understanding, and he's okay with it, then what works for you, whatever floats your boat, that's what works for your relationship.
I think it's all about communication anyway, like with that, whatever situation it is.
Right.
So y'all be okay with the guy having an apartment? With
Well, that's where it comes to communication.
Right.
You trying to be
I'm
with
saying, but
me.
y'all
So you'll be okay.
Nah,
Y'all be
you just-
okay with y'all man having sex with another man.
No, you
and then
ain't
coming back on
I
y'all.
said,
If they go back, yeah, my back hurt a little bit.
but
I mean, let's just be honest. In the world, it's not viewed the same.
No,
It's
it's not.
normal for a woman to be with a woman now. People,
Sex.
it's still, two men together is still taboo. Like for me, any type of open relationship will not work for me. I'm too much of a jealous person, but what may not be for me may be for the next person.
Yeah.
She may be okay with that. Again, it's a case by case situation and depends on the couple.
Yeah.
That's real.
Like I said though, in the last episode, it's about the time. That's all. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she's taking too much time, you know what I'm saying? I want my time.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
really,
I don't want to share.
yeah. You don't
That's
want
what
to
I
feel
said.
neglected.
I feel like if you hit up your girl and she like, oh, I'm out with such and such, and you be like, oh,
Alright.
can I linger or something, or can we talk for a minute? And she be like, nah, chill over there. I'm gonna stay over here. That's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you can have her,
If I
but
can't
we
read
can't
the
have
text
her,
messages,
then
it's
that's
cheap.
cheap. And we in a relationship, so we do everything together.
What's mine is
So
yours.
exactly.
So,
So
text,
Yeah.
it needs to be in a group.
right. We got. She better pay a bill too.
Honestly,
Light
to
bill.
piggyback off what he said, in my last relationship, when I found oh, you're cheating,
You
I'm
got
like,
relations?
the old me. So, but when I was in a relationship or whatever, when I found out, oh, he cheated, so you said no to a threesome, but then you went to another girl in the first place. Now I feel like you
That's
cheated.
just stupid. Yeah, that's
I was I've been asking for another
dumb.
girl to join us or whatever, and you gonna go for the girl by yourself? You selfish.
You selfish?
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. In order for a relationship like that to work, the communication has to be, you have to be on the same page.
That's why I felt like it was cheating, because you ain't talked to me about it, but I've been asking for a girl. Oh, you can go get a girl. Well, I'm finna go get one too then.
If I had a girlfriend, and my husband knew I had a girlfriend, but I feel like he would be her girlfriend too. We all gonna share.
Yeah.
Because he gonna be her girlfriend too. Because we're all
He gonna be
I'm just saying, as far as a marriage is concerned,
He got two girls.
when you're having something that's not the norm, the communication has to be there.
Yeah.
Or your marriage is gonna fall apart.
Because you're going to have plenty of people
So,
having negative opinions
right,
about your life,
exactly.
and you got to be strong about your opinions.
And if I'm out with if I'm out with her, like what Chris said, or Chris, whichever Chris said.
The white and the black girl.
Right. If I'm out with her and he calls me, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll get home, whatever soon. One partner can't feel like the other partner is getting.
So I'm just gonna skip straight to the next topic because forget all that extra talk that I was about to. But the next topic is mental illness. And it's not just mental illness in the black community, and how basically people feel like it's not real. Like they think that black people feel like the mental illness is a fake thing and it's not real. So what y'all thoughts on that? Me personally, starting off, my bad.
Me clean up now.
No, my bad. I just thought about it when I was saying it. But like I had that situation in the past when it came to depression. And like people will be like, oh, you know, it's just in your head, you're just being weak or something like that. And depression is mad real. Like that shit is hectic. And then later on in life, dealing with anxiety, you know what I'm saying, and panic attacks and stuff like that. So I'm just, my point was that I know it's real because I experienced it. So what's y'all thoughts?
I'm gonna start that part off is because I have mental illness, you know, so I do suffer from anxiety and bipolar depression. I think it's hard to deal with that, being not only in the black community, but trying to have a significant other and have them understand that it is real. Like you're not just being over emotional or whatever, and you can't control some of the stuff. I may be cool, calm, and collected one time, and I may snap. You know what I'm saying? And you look confused, like what is wrong with you? You know, I'm gonna just let me have my moment because it's gonna pass in like 5 minutes. You know, but you know, people take it too personal, and it's like not really about you or what you actually did. It may be just that emotion at that point in time. Just try to understand, you know, what another person is going through. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have it, but I dated somebody that did have it, and it taught me to learn to be patient with people, understanding, because when we first started dating, I was like, what is wrong with you? Why are you always mad at me? Like, and then the next day she had like, you crazy or something? I didn't understand what was going on, but then she broke it down. Yeah, I got this, and I was like, okay. So it took me a while to come around. So I mean, I know that it's out there, and I know it's hard for people to cope, and it's hard for people to talk about it too, because they get into their mood and they.
It's definitely something that exists. I mean, I predominantly date black women. And I
only date black women.
Right. You like his chocolate.
And I mean, I've dated women with like real bad anxiety, you know, real bad depression, things like that. And it could just be a trigger, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a hair trigger on some subjects, and they'll just smack them right into it. I mean, it's definitely something that teaches you to be patient and teaches you to try to cope, you know, to learn more about that person, to figure out what to stay away from, topics to go, you know, to try to keep that person balanced. That's the key, I would think. You know.
I think that's why so many people, like, it just gets worse. Because when you have these issues and you don't know what's wrong with you, you don't understand why you're feeling like this, and then you tell somebody about it, and they're like, oh, you know, it's just your head just being weak, you know, it's toughen up type stuff. Now you're just thinking, oh, I just gotta toughen up. So now you're not getting treatment for this, you're not knowing what's going on, and it's getting worse. And then you're
not getting therapy.
Yeah, you know, and that's when you get to points where people like commit suicide or do certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when you mentioned the suicide thing, like, then some people or like social media and stuff, and they be like, oh, why you didn't tell me or whatever, but people don't pay attention to the small signs or whatever. I'm like, oh, I ain't heard from this person in like 3 weeks, so I don't know what they've been doing.
People never care until it's too late.
Yeah, and then they be like, oh, that person should have told me or whatever, and never knew. Like, that person probably did tell you, but not directly. You know, you gotta pay attention, to signs or whatever. So,
well, I personally suffer from anxiety. And just a little fact to throw out at you, 3 million people in the USA suffer from anxiety. So it's definitely something that is real. The things I understand with people with anxiety is they can go from being happy 1 minute to next thing you know they're aggravated. And that's not a reflection of the person who they're throwing their aggravation at. It's just sometimes, it's like a chemical imbalance.
yeah.
You know, sometimes something that other person may say, we may take it the wrong way or hear it in a certain way, and now we're upset and mad. We get highly agitated really fast, and it's not a reflection on you, it's a reflection on us
But
because of the anxiety.
It can even be like, you may not even take it the wrong way. You might understand how they meant it, but yet you
still
feel like
upset.
you took it the wrong way. You sitting here now in your mind like, why am I feeling like this?
Right.
Why am I angry? Or why am I feeling like, anxious or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
So here's where the problem comes in within the Black community, though. There is a problem with mental health because we in the Black community don't really recognize it or acknowledge it. Like my brother was saying, people want to say, "Oh, you can pray it away," or "You'll be okay," or
I
"Take
hate
a
that
nap," or
"You'll be okay."
something
Please
like
don't
that.
tell me that.
And we absolutely will not be okay because you can't just go to sleep and now your anxiety's gone or your bipolar is gone or your schizophrenia is gone. It is real and you need to seek treatment for whatever it is that you may be suffering from. And take your medication, do your therapy, whatever it is that works for you. And it's not just therapy going to sit on a couch and speaking to someone. Your therapy could also be drawing, reading, taking care of yourself.
Music,
is important to treating your mental illness. Self-care is very important when it comes to mental illness.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issues for a person who doesn't suffer from it is trying to understand it.
Yeah.
Because, I've been told talking to a person with anxiety, you're not going to understand it. And I don't. I've had down times, yeah. I think everyone has down times.
Yeah.
But I've never, to what I've been told, had like those kind of thoughts. So, that run through a person, or that kind of instantly anxiousness, or instantly like harsh, I haven't been through it.
Right.
So it is hard for me to understand it, but I think it's something that people have to, a person like me would have to acknowledge,
Yeah.
and keep in mind that it's something, because a person who has it is gonna acknowledge it. They're gonna, they understand it. It's hard for me to understand it.
I wanna say in my case with my anxiety, sometimes I can't handle arguments.
Yep.
I'm told that.
I have things to say, but in the inside, everything is building up, and now I'm like emotional. I don't even know why I'm crying or whatever. Conversation can't really get done because you're like, what is wrong with you? Why are you crying? Like, I don't know why I'm crying. That just.
How did y'all find your muse?
Well,
Like y'all, the thing that, like how did y'all come about the thing that helps y'all?
What's certain things that's if you do research, you know what I'm saying, that they'll tell you like as far as the fidget spinners is what they were really made for, or like getting like a stress ball or something like that, listening to soothing music, at night or something like that, you know what I'm saying. And then other than that, it's just kind of like as you're dealing with it, you learn more and more about
the key
how it
to
affects you.
stopping an anxiety attack or panic attack is when you feel one coming on, it could be mid-argument. A lot of times for me, it happens mid-argument because, like she said, there's a lot of buildup and a lot of pressure, and it's not just emotionally. An anxiety attack affects your body physically too. So you can throw up because your body is just like, it's like you're going into overload. You feel really sick. You get dizzy. Your body gets really hot, and so it's not just
Sometimes my body get weak. I don't want to move.
Yeah, it's not just emotional, it's hard on the body. So for me, what I need is, I just need some space. Like, I have to stop mid-argument or mid-conversation because if I don't,
I'm going to say something that you
Right,
didn't want to say.
exactly.
Like,
and I'm just going to get kind of out of control. So the key to it, what I learned in therapy, is to kind of try to catch it before it happens. You can feel it coming. For me, when an anxiety attack starts, my hand may start shaking, or my heart may start beating fast, or my breathing may change, shortness of breath. So if I feel it coming on, try to distract your mind away from it, because the more you focus on it, the worse the attack gets. So, I may start counting backwards from 100, or counting on my fingers, or counting the towels
See, I never
on
catch
the
it.
floor.
I never catch it like in that build-up phase. Like it just hit kind of for me. You know what I'm saying? And with me, it just feel like it's kind of it's like a weird feeling because it's like you said, you feel weak, you feel winded, you're out of breath. But at the same time, it's kind of like adrenaline.
Right.
At the same time.
yeah.
But see, you only learn to catch it if you're going through therapy. I didn't know I was having anxiety attacks for the longest time.
I never went through therapy. I wanted to do it.
Right. I've had anxieties probably since I was a teenager. The signs, I was always getting sick. Didn't know why I was getting sick, but nothing was really wrong with me. I would go to the doctor or go to the ER, and they could never find anything wrong with me, but I always had the same symptoms, stomach upset and, feeling dizzy, things like that. So I probably
went to the hospital thinking I had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes. So I probably had it since I was like 17. But in order to get ahead of this, that's why I said treatment is important, because once you talk to your therapist, she or he can teach you how to catch it before it starts.
I have a go-to person when I feel like it's getting built up, especially because I'm a single mom with kids. I don't want my kids to see me crying or whatever. I may close the door and call that person, like, I feel it building up and I just need you to like talk me down and calm me down or whatever.
Sometimes you need a person. My
Yeah.
husband is my person. Sometimes he starts them. But he recognizes if we're in an argument, and I can't say this, if we're in the middle of an argument, he sometimes recognizes that I'm about to have a panic attack before I do. So he'll be like, you need to sit down. Don't tell the person mid-panic attack to calm down, but just kind of be there, sit down, relax, drink this water, take deep breaths. Like, he'll do that for me.
Sometimes changing your tone of voice can help a person calm down a lot.
Yeah, I've literally had people tell me that they can't be yelled at.
Right.
To a certain extent.
Yeah, I literally had to have that conversation with my son's father, because it's like we have our disagreements and stuff like that. He's not understanding all the way of mental illness, or that was part of all our arguments when we were together or whatever. But he didn't know that was the reason. He didn't think bipolar was real. And he always was like, what's wrong with you, or whatever the case may be. And I literally recently was able to tell him, sometimes your tone of voice can really just get me up there or whatever. And it takes you change your tone of voice, apologizing or whatever case. You got to be calm, because you kind of match, me, and it just blows up.
Right.
Yeah.
And one more thing, with the whole mental illness situation, you need to be accountable and honest with yourself, because you're suffering, and the people who are supposed to be your support system need to be understanding.
I definitely have to take time to apologize.
Yeah, so if you don't understand, the research is out there. Google is your friend in a lot of cases, and especially this one. The research is out there. Make sure your person is taking their medication on a daily basis. Make sure they're taking time to take care of themselves. Make sure you're helping them, keep calm and things. Just holding that person accountable, and also holding yourself accountable for taking care of your mental health.
Yeah, I say, I personally feel like everybody, even if there's nothing wrong with you that you know of, should seek therapy, regardless, because life is life.
Everybody goes through stress.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody should see a therapist at least a few times a year. If you don't want to do it all the time, at least a few times a year.
Somebody you can talk to.
You can talk to somebody professional too,
Right.
who can understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Who can understand what you feel and help you understand what you feel and what you're going through. So it does not make you crazy to see a therapist at all.
There's nothing wrong because you need that person. There's nothing wrong with it, people.
But that's the episode for today. It's Asada Prince, Ariel, Tanisha, BMW dude, Prince. We out here. Oh yeah, subscribe, Chicago Car Guy.
There you go.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Tanisha Jefferson. I am Chris, as I call him, CJ. I'm his sister, and I'm joining the podcast today to talk about my job. I am a 911 operator for the city of Chicago, and I'm here today to give you tips on what to do when you call 911. First, I want to start by saying, I know when you call, you are having the worst day of your life. You're in the middle of whatever drama it may be, a fight, car accident, and you're just not in a good mood. So my tip for you is to try and remain as calm as you can. I know some of you have experience calling in, and you guys always say we ask too many questions. I understand that those questions are so when police get on the scene, they have a picture of what is going on. So, you know, we need to know, first starting off, your address. We need to know your address, we need to know your name, your phone number, and what your situation is. So we're going to ask a lot of questions. We're going to want to know if anyone has a weapon, a gun, or a knife. We're going to want to know who you're fighting with. What's your relationship like? All these questions is going to affect how fast or slow the police get to you. Because if I'm just arguing with Demetrius and I only know him because he's friends with my brother and we just had a disagreement, then the police may take a little longer to get there versus if Demetrius is my boyfriend and we fight and arguing and I want him to get out and he won't leave, the police will get there faster. Now, if I say Demetrius has a gun, well, you know the police are going to get there. So, you know, the first thing for our job is to keep everyone safe, from the officer down to the citizen. So we ask all these questions so the officers know what they're walking into. That keeps you safe, because if somebody has a gun but it's a toy gun and you don't tell us that, they're coming out with their weapons drawn because they think somebody has a gun, a real gun, and their lives are in danger. Now, so you guys have to remember that officers, you know, they have families too, they want to go home too. So just remain calm. That is my number one advice to give to you. Remain calm, answer all the questions as fast as you can so we can get you help. So did any of you have any questions?
You said you had a question.
She said the question.
All right, I think I got a question. So let's say somebody breaks in your car and they take
your work laptop.
They take your work laptop. They take your whole bag.
This is a true story.
Right. Take your charger.
All right, so they take all your belongings, and you know the guy, and you call the police, and they're like, or you call the police and you tell them, I know him, I know where he at. Do you suggest following that guy, or would you just say just sit there?
Absolutely not. Do not follow anybody who's done anything to you, because even though you know that person just broke into your car. That person can have a weapon or turn on you in a minute and want to harm you in some way. You don't know what type of mental these people are in when they commit these crimes. You absolutely do not follow people who do things to you. Don't do it.
So that's the
I'm gonna
same
tell you
situation
that.
in a car, right? So let's
Yes.
say somebody had road rage and they shooting down the street. I feel like I wouldn't follow that
Nope.
person.
So what if you're in a situation where, like, say somebody trying to kill you or something like that, and you have to be quiet, like you can't talk, or else they're gonna know where you at. So you call 911, but you can't say nothing. So what do you do in that situation? So that alert them that you're in that danger.
Well, if a person calls in and they can't really talk, then on our end it's kind of hard, but we're gonna do the best we can to get the police to you. So we may tell you to just say yes or no. You know what I'm saying? And I may be asking you. Right, exactly. Or, you know, we may tell you, we have to ask, can you hide somewhere really quick? You know, what's your address? Your address doesn't pop up if you're on a cell phone. Only if you're on a house phone when your address pops
I
up.
did not know that.
Yeah. So we don't know where you are. And also when you call in, whatever cell tower hits, you're in that area. And that area is like, I believe it's like 60 feet or something like that. So you could be, you know, you could be anywhere within that radius. We don't really know exactly where you are. So it's important to try to get, you know, your phone number, your address to us first.
Yeah.
That way, we have your address. We know something's wrong because you may have whispered, I can't talk, you know.
Can we text 911?
I was just thinking, yeah, can we text?
To my knowledge, we don't have the capability.
Yeah.
I think that would,
yeah,
because I think,
You can email like, hey, look.
yeah, I may not be able to speak, but I can
Right.
type, you know, so.
I agree. We do not. That's probably something that we should have for situations like that, but we don't have it. Not at least not in the state of Illinois, not in the city of Chicago. We don't. I've heard of some other states trying that. No, we don't.
No, serious. Like,
I do.
like,
Yeah, but I do.
No.
I have a question. What about when kids call? Maybe they with their grandmother and their grandmother is not breathing, or they don't know if they're breathing, but she's not responding.
Right.
Like, what if there's been cases like people like be 4 years old calling and stuff like that. So what do you do in those situations where she's like a 4-year-old and a 72-year-old, and you know she just know that I need to call 911, but don't really know. Yeah,
Well,
don't know their address. They don't. You know.
That's a good question, so people know. When kids call and they don't know their address, we ask them, can you find a piece of mail with with the address on it, or we may tell them to go outside and tell me the numbers on the building. So it's important that you teach your children what their phone number is, what their address is, and what your phone number is and your name, because they're not too young to learn that. Whether they're 2 or 13, it's important that you teach them that because it makes our job easier. But if they don't know, we try to find different ways to get it from them. So we may already know what radius they're in. So, they may know the street. So now we know we have to go on our map and look at their street. So if they can tell us the street, then we can tell them, now can you get outside? Tell us what the numbers are in the building, things like that. Of course, if they can't read or anything like that, then that makes it difficult to find you. But we do everything we can on our end to get to you.
I say that because I know about, I heard a situation before, like a 4-year-old saved her grandmother because she didn't know that information, and she's like, I knew, call 911, this is my address, this is my grandma number, all that stuff, and if she did not call 911, her grandma was not going to make it.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, it's important that you teach your kids that information because you never know when they may need to call in for you.
I do drills.
Good.
I made my daughter run to the police station. There was people kidnapping kids on my block, like, so, yeah, so, I'm like, you ain't fit go home, you need to know if somebody chasing you or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
that was
Spring,
happened
yeah.
to my neighbor.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember there was like a white van driving around Maywood, snatching
Yeah,
kids and stuff, like that whole little
That whole
area
summer.
and everything, and
I did not even
like legit,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this was like a white
It
pickup
was like
truck.
2011,
It was like, and it pulled up.
10.
Nah,
This was before that.
it might have been before that.
We was in Lexington.
Yeah, and she was real young, little girl, and they legit, like, the guy leaned out the car with like some candy or something. It was just like, hey, you need to come to the car. I don't know why he did this, but it was like everybody on the block was out too. Man, he chased that car down that block, but either way, it's like crazy to see that it really happens.
Yeah, it's real.
It's an everyday thing. People have to, know that they're not, that they're subject to it. It can happen.
Exactly. Anybody else on the question?
I'm out for the
Okay, well, that was all the information I have for you today about that. If you have any questions for me or for anybody here, feel free to comment down below, like the video, and thank
Share.
you for watching. Yep, share,
And subscribe.
subscribe. Thank
All
you
that
for
good
watching.
stuff.